Hey, what's going on, y'all? Me and Conan are saddling up to take a brief vacation tomorrow morning. We're taking off to go see my sister out in Katy, Texas. I'm picking up my dad on the way. We're gonna drive 10 hours to El Paso, link up with my dad who lives in El Paso, and then we're driving 10 hours to Katy, Texas to spend time with my family, my sister, her husband, her kids, and just have a really good time. I rarely get to do this kind of stuff, so I'm really excited. And but of course I'm thinking about everybody and what's happening over the holidays, so I wanted to make a plug for keeping things real, okay? For some reason, I think a lot of us justify and rationalize going off plan over the holidays because it's the holidays, and I'm here to tell you, you don't have to go off plan, you really don't. It is possible to stay 100% SHT, approved SHT stuff, and feel amazing and still enjoy yourself and do your thing, I talked about in our Thanksgiving tips and turkey tips video and post about, if I have this rare occasion where I'm going to go and visit my aunt who I haven't seen in 20 years, and she makes me her homemade apple pie and her homemade pecan pie, of course I'm going to have a piece of those things because number one, they're made with holistic ingredients for the most part, except for maybe the wheat in the crust, but other than that, like everything else is pretty wholesome, and it's just something that's not going to happen that often, and it's worth going off a little bit to enjoy something that's that nostalgic, right? But I'm not going to use the holidays ever to justify or rationalize having bread or sandwiches or crappy pizza or cookies from Albertsons or Vons or Walmart or cake or pies or anything like that just because it's the holidays. And you got to think and remember, every day that you go off is not just one day off, all right? Every day that you go off has potential to derail you for a little bit. It has potential to suck you into doing the wrong thing for consecutive days. There's that addictive quality to those foods that we avoid in the first place. And you're kind of messing with fire or slippery slope or whatever that phrase is. But if you have the diligence to come back, going off for a day means you're really going to be out of the loop for 2 or 3 days. So let's say that one day you go off rails and you have a bunch of the wrong stuff and you feel like crap. Usually that day immediately you don't feel horrible. You start to feel a little bit of something. Usually most people feel bloated or some kind of digestive issues, but then it's the next day that you feel off, even though it's the next day that you're getting back on it and doing the right thing. So really that one day off leads to 2 or 3 days of just feeling like crap and like, why the heck did I do that? And it's not worth it. And then for every day that you do it, you're gonna have that compounding effect. So it is possible to stay real during the holidays. There is no reason to go off plan, but I would still like to share some tips with you. And these are just some things that I was thinking about. I do have these in a downloadable PDF, all right? At a minimum, make sure that you stick to your routine, whether it's here in town or wherever you live, or if you're traveling. Stick to the routine that has given you the results up to this point, okay? I was visiting with a client yesterday, and of course they're traveling, and when they're traveling, like, yeah, I'm just gonna stop working out, and enjoy my time. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you can do that if you make a conscious decision to kind of go out of your routine. But for me, when I travel, I'm keeping to all the things that make me feel amazing, because at least I have that as a buffer if I decide to indulge a little bit, right? So, and I remember when I first used to visit my sister out in Katy, there was a brief period of time where I would come and they'd be like, Paul, don't go work out today. Don't go work at the coffee shop. We want you to hang out and play with the kids. And I told them, I was like, look, you guys know me. I have to go work out every morning. I have to do my thing and eat real food and start the day off right and do a little bit of work, because if I do that, I'm going to show up better for you and the kids, and we're going to have fun in the evenings and do our thing. And if I don't do that, I'm not going to feel good about myself. And of course, that conversation didn't have to happen that many times, and that's what I do. I show up, I get up early, I go do my workout, I find a local CrossFit gym. So if you're a CrossFitter, there's CrossFit gyms in just about every city that you can imagine, and it's really fun to go into other gyms and see how they do things and get a t-shirt. And maybe it's not as great as the place that you're at right now, maybe it's a little bit better. It doesn't matter, you're going in for the workout. So if you're a CrossFitter, there's CrossFit gyms everywhere. If you're not a CrossFitter, there's gyms everywhere. You can pay a daily drop-in fee, you can go lift weights or do whatever it is that you do at the gym. But even if you don't have access to a gym, or maybe they're closed over the holidays or something, you can always do travel WODs. So I'm going to do as a little bonus, I'm going to post my travel WODs or have it as a downloadable PDF. And these are some WODs that, and WOD, by the way, stands for Workout of the Day. These are some workouts that Colby gave me a while back when I first traveled and wanted something that I can use even if I didn't have a gym or have a CrossFit gym or equipment. And so these are things that you can do, and they're all body weight type stuff. I might bring a kettlebell with me, I might bring my jump rope and my knee pads, but other than that, like, these would be things that I could do anywhere, anytime, and these are brutal workouts. All right, so keep to your routine. That means do your workout every day. Start the day off eating an appropriate meal whenever that is for you. If you eat in the morning, make sure that it's a meal that doesn't have any carbohydrates, it's nutrient dense, it has some animal meat, some healthy fats, maybe some nutrient dense vegetables. Start your day off right, stick to your routine, because more than likely that's going to give you the momentum to continue to do things correctly throughout the day. And then if you overindulge a little bit, you have more than normal with your drinks or a little bit more dessert or something, like, it's a little bit justifiable, rationalizable, because you're still sticking to your routine. Also, fasting can be extremely forgiving, so like, if you're not already doing the 2 meals a day, I would recommend making sure that you stick to 2 meals a day. But if you can tolerate it and you've done it enough that you feel comfortable with it, doing 1 meal a day is so forgiving. So if you can fast until the evening and you know that you're going to overindulge in some drinks or maybe some desserts or carbohydrates or something like that, having 1 meal a day, like, it's almost like you can't go wrong. When I do my 1 meal a days, like, I can eat a lot of food and I can still maintain and feel amazing, okay? So I think fasting is going to be a really, really good strategy if you know that you're going to overindulge. If you're going somewhere that there's going to be known temptations, high temptations, right? Make sure that before you go, you eat something that is satiating. And that is going to be something animal meat based, some healthy fats, maybe some nutrient dense vegetables, definitely not some carbohydrates, all right? And if you do that a couple of hours before, that 2-hour window, it's going to register with the body, it's going to give you some satiation signals, some anti-hunger signals, and so by the time you get into this situation where you know there's going to be temptation, you won't be as tempted, all right? So that's a really, really good strategy. When you get to wherever it is that you're going, whether it's someone's place or you're eating out at a restaurant, remember, there are appropriate options no matter where you go, all right? Again, this is not a time to justify or rationalize having crappy bread and crappy pizza and crappy cookies and sandwiches and all that kind of stuff, right? Anywhere you go, you can choose the meats, you can choose the vegetables, you can choose what you consider to be safe starches. Maybe they're not perfect, maybe the seasonings, maybe a little bit of the fats aren't going to be on point, but you can definitely make a choice in the right direction as far as the right foods, okay? And you don't have to feel awkward or weird about it. I'd say feel proud about it. Feel proud about what you're doing and that you're trying to do something for your health. And so that brings up my next point, right? You don't have to argue or debate anything. You can just be and do your thing. Most people are really self-conscious in their minds and understand that is just in your head most of the time. I know that there's some family members and friends that try to give you a hard time about what you're doing, but in general, I think we anticipate and we have a little bit of anxiety about how we're going to do things and how we're going to be perceived, whereas the other people are more worried about themselves than they are anything else. So do what's right. And if you want to get into a conversation, like, I think it's great to talk about the SHT and what we do, because when I talk about it, it reinforces what I believe and what I feel, and I get even more excited about it. So if I'm in this situation and there's a little bit of temptation here and there, and I'm doing my thing and I'm not partaking in some things, like, it's not a bad thing to talk about what we're doing and how it makes you feel. And you can also maybe use some verbiage around, I'm really trying to eat healthy and I have some symptoms and issues that I'm trying to work with, and I just know that when I eat these foods, they don't make me feel the best, and it's no offense to you, I know it's amazing food. Something along those lines, rationalizing or discussing this idea that you want to feel good, like you're interested in feeling good, and this little bit of pleasure that's going to come from a few minutes of eating something crappy is not worth what it's going to do and how it makes you feel, all right? You can learn to say no thank you. There's nothing wrong with that. Just do it with a smile, do it with confidence, and don't feel bad about it, okay? Indulge in the right things and let yourself enjoy things if they're special occasion things, but just try not to go off plan. And then just keep in mind that the satisfaction that you get from eating something off plan is never going to justify how you feel the next day or the next few days, because almost guaranteed those next few days you're going to be having the conversation with yourself, why the heck did I do that? Like, it just wasn't worth it, right? If you're going to indulge, if you're going to partake in something that you know is off, but you decide to do it anyway, I would do it consciously and I would do it mindfully, meaning that before you do it, pause, ask yourself the question, do I really want to do this? Is it worth the way that it's going to make me feel? I like to use, there's a video that we've done before, so I'll link to that. We call Using Tomorrow for Today. I think about, how do I want to feel tomorrow? Is it worth doing this thing in this moment or this evening for how I'm going to feel tomorrow, or is it better for me not to do it so that I can feel amazing tomorrow? All right, so conscious participation in the process, and then if you do decide to go for it, I mean, go for it. Let yourself do it, and it's already bad enough that you're going for it to some degree, right? So don't beat yourself up after the fact, because that's just double punishing yourself for something that's already happened. Accept it, do it, make the choice, move on, and then get back on it as soon as you can. Okay. I think that's the best strategies that we got going forward. I just really want to emphasize it is possible to stay 100%, and then you can let yourself indulge and have a few more drinks, a few more desserts, eat a little bit more often, eat a little bit more food, but if you do decide to go for something, just make sure it's worth it, and pause and have some conscious participation in it, okay? And that's all said with love. Myself and the veterans that are in this SHT community, we all went through our initial phases of learning this kind of stuff and experimenting with it and fiddling with it, so you're going to get better as time goes on, and it's all good, right? And then we're going to be welcoming you with open arms as soon as you come back and you're ready to get back on the horse, which, by the way, remember, we have January 12th kicking off our SHT Real Foodie Masterclass. It's better than ever, 8-week program, and it teaches you everything that you need to know about real food. We start with the basics, we move into metabolic flexibility and fat burning, we experiment with a low-carb phase, a cleanse or autoimmune phase, we experiment with strategic fasting, we talk about all the different popular methodologies like paleo, primal, Weston A. Price, low-carb, ketogenic, vegan, and how those fit into an overall way of eating. We've also got experiments where we do some self-testing protocols, so you can see within this real food realm which foods make sense for you and which foods make you feel your best. So remember, we have that kicking off on the 12th. You can pay for that as a standalone program, or you can join our membership, which is awesome. Right now we have a discount, $29 a month, which is a little over $300 a year for a year's worth of just amazing stuff. We have an 8-week masterclass coming up. After that, we got a 4-week lifestyle progression. In the middle, for veterans, we got some experiments, like we're gonna do a carnivore diet for a couple of weeks. We're gonna do an SHT Mediterranean. We're gonna do a detox program. There's a couple of other ones in there, but anyway, the whole year is loaded up with stuff, all right? So if you go off plan, you've got that to look forward to for sure. If you're in some last minute gift ideas, I know we're not too far off from Christmas and Christmas Eve and all that kind of stuff, but if you're like anybody else and you procrastinate to the last minute, remember, it's okay to gift experiences. It's okay to gift homemade cards and tell people that you care about them with a note. And maybe an experience might be buying a ticket to a concert or show or something that's something they would remember, or maybe even a ticket to dinner or a gift card to dinner, but just make sure that you go with them or offer to go with them and schedule it with them. You can gift a massage or cryotherapy or anything that might make someone feel good. I think experiences are great to gift people. Also, you can gift things that are consumable, but that people enjoy. So like books, audiobooks, wine, some kind of favorite alcohol of their choice, some kind of a real food option. Coffee is always great in our community. Bacon's always great in our community. Chocolate's always great in our community. So consumables are also a great idea, especially if it's something that the person likes. So that's speaking to the fact that that they like that, right? Anything homemade is going to be great, And then keep in mind, in our office, we've got a lot of cool stuff. We've got a whole shipment of new branded SHT mugs, and we have water bottles, we have big ones, we have small ones, we have coffee mugs, we have wine ports, which I absolutely love. I use mine most days. What else we got? We got barrel mugs that look like Moscow Mule mugs, but some people use them for coffee. Those are all laser engraved, so they're permanent. They'll last a lifetime. When you buy one of our branded mugs, we'll give you a little sticker that you can put on it, a customized sticker with your name on it, like a vinyl sticker that you can brand it with your name. We've also got things in the office like kombucha. We can give you a kombucha starter kit to give someone with some instructions and some recipes on how to make their own kombucha. I think that's a great idea. We got some of the supplements like vitamin C and magnesium. We've got Whiff, our homemade deodorant, get your stank off. It works, proven in the jungles of Peru, CrossFit gyms here in Las Vegas, and everywhere in between. What else do we got? I made a list of things just to make sure I didn't forget. And then I have a few jars of my teased nuts, which is my fermented, lightly roasted, salted, and honeyed nuts, which are great. All right, so all that said with love, we are taking off tomorrow. I'm going to do a short video on my little packing list and my survival kit, just in case something happens. You know, I'm always prepared. I think that's going to be really fun and useful for people to see. But anyway, this is all from the heart, and I hope you guys have a happy holidays. So thankful to be in this position that I'm in. You know, I consider myself more of a nudger, you know, than anything else. But it's an honor to be in this position to give you all the information that we have, and to develop this community that we're building, which is, by the way, getting to be more and more amazing every day that goes by. And I'm just in love with it, and I'm in love with what we're doing. And I was telling Colby the other day, and I've told so many people since then, it's like, we're not stopping. Like, this is just, it's gonna keep going. You know, like, what else are we going to do? Not do this? Of course not. Like, we're going to keep doing this and keep making it better, which is why we want y'all to join us in the membership, in these programs. Come into this, get some experience, give us some feedback, help us make this better for other people, help us empower the planet. There is nothing more important than focusing on your own personal health and feeling as amazing as you possibly can, because from there, all great things can happen, okay? That's about all I got. Love you guys. I really do.